Rhino,
Yes.
I told you I'd do it.
You're insane.
I know. All right. So, I have gone and dug up every single burial plot in the military cemetery. And I'm glad I did. Because there was a puzzle hidden in all that.
Yeah, I imagine it just would have gotten to it from a different quest.
From what I found out, no.
Just a random ass puzzle.
Yeah. You don't have to do it by digging up all the graves, but you don't find it unless you happen to dig up one of the corresponding graves. So,
And nothing tells you where that is.
as far as I can tell, no. So, how it goes is that there are some graves where there's a puzzle that you have to solve and you're asked to. You know what? Here, I can actually just show it. Hang on. I'll go number 11. So there's a thing where it's like, say a word for the departed, and you have to figure out what word to say. Now this one is pretty easy. It's Morse code. So this one is sorrow, and then it tells you another number, and that's the next grave to go to for the puzzle.
Ooh, interesting.
So that's how that works. Now, going through all of it, the only reason to go through all of it is to figure out what all of the words are. You notice something here. You notice that someone left a rock on this grave and described with LOL, which everyone knows stands for lots of love. How sweet. But you're not sure why they placed it upside down.
Oh.
Say a word for the departed. Now, okay. Some of these puzzles I solved properly. Some of them I solved through trial and error. There was one that I just straight up looked up. I never looked up what the word was. I just looked up what the puzzle was, and then I could solve it. So there was sorrow, which was in Morse code. You know what? Actually, I keep forgetting. I could just show you. So go to 37. You have to basically do the letter that corresponds with the number. So this one spells out hubris. That leads to grave 111. This one is weird. You have to shift the alphabet. Shift the alphabet such that A equals N.
What?
Basically, move every letter forward by half the alphabet.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
How would you know to do that?
I don't know. But basically, this one spells ruined. And reveals grave 230. You go there, will be missed every second. Bo to An Yem. That one is every second letter of it. So E-U-O-N-Y-M. Did not know that was a word, by the way. You own him.
It sounds made up.
That gives you grave 370. Now, what it says for this one is that this puzzle treats every letter of the alphabet, or it treats every letter as if the alphabet were backwards. So D, instead of being the fourth letter of the alphabet, is the fourth to last letter of the alphabet. So on and so forth. And this one spells out wedged. And then this leads to the final grave, 690. Nice. This is naval semaphore code.
Yep. Okay.
It took a while to figure it out, but the answer is dying, as in D-Y-E. Colored her hair six times
colors.
a day. So we have them all. We have sorrow, hubris, ruined, euonym, wedged, and dying. Now, I did this off screen, so doing it now won't actually have the correct result. But basically, oh no, hang on, sorry, gotta go back to 707, and the word here, the first letter of all of them spells out shrewd.
Okay, well that makes sense.
Now, when I did it, something happened, and I got an item, basically. Well, now if you go back and say Shrewd again, you wait around for a minute, but nothing happens. You can't shake the feeling General Heimer hasn't had his last word, though.
What does that mean?
If you take all those words, sorrow, hubris, ruined, Ionim, wedge, dying, and put them in a grid, and you read up and left from the bottom right, so the G in dying, the E that's second to last in wedge, the N that's third to last in Ionim, so on and so forth, spells out genius. Now,
Okay.
I did this a couple times, so the dialogue's a bit different, but this is what happens. Genius! A courier walks up to you.
All right, I voice people. Oh. According to General Heimer's will, I am supposed to deliver this to the person standing at his grave at this exact moment.
All right, let's get this over with. Now, the first time it happened, it was like, wait, what? And then second time, it was like, wait, not again. Oh, please, not again. So on and so forth. And the dialogue, my response dialogue just changes slightly every time. But and then the courier knocks you cold with a cudgel. And this is what happens.
Wait, that's spelling something, isn't it? Maybe?
You wake up in a heap at the entrance to the military cemetery. Oh, my head. All right. So I was confused.
I have a comment once we're done with this whole thing.
Oh, is it relevant to this?
Yes, but it won't matter until we're done with it all, because it's not relevant to this. How can I explain this? It doesn't have to do with this particular scenario. It's just some correlation.
Okay. Now, what I did, because I couldn't figure out what the heck all that entire thing meant, and I went through it a few times.
I assume you recorded it and then went through it at slow-mo and just like, what am I missing?
Yeah, basically. And I had a few theories, nothing really panned out, until eventually what I did was I looked at the trees in the background, and
Oh, it's not the rocks.
there might be something with the rocks, but the trees was what I noticed first. And if let me go to it real quick, because I can skip it after seeing stuff. So real quick, just genius, knock me out. All right, so you notice that it's all short trees and tall trees.
Uh-huh.
So I looked at it and I basically thought, okay, what if I were to do this in like binary, with the short trees being 0 and the tall trees being 1.
Okay.
So I did that.
You've gone way further into this game than I expected.
Look, it's been a while since we last played. So I did that, and let me see real quick, make sure I'm not missing a step real quick here. So at this point, I tried to figure out what it translated to in binary, or from binary to text, and the answer is squiggly parentheses AE picture that doesn't load.
So that's not it.
Yeah, that was not it. But in doing so,
wait a minute.
Huh?
I'm just gonna say this one thing, and feel free to yell at me if I'm cutting you off right before you say it. Are the rocks Braille?
Possibly. I didn't go back and look at the rocks. But in getting this binary code, I did notice that there was a very clear pattern, because it like, you know, using short trees as 0 and tall trees as 1, it was 0 1 1 1 1 twice in a row, and then again at the very end. There was very clearly a pattern here. So I tried a few other things, and ultimately, I ended up trying to switch it into Morse code again, like the very beginning. And by changing the zeros to a dot and the ones to a dash, I get 1, 1, 3, 4, 5, 1.
Okay.
Now, I specifically waited until we were recording to test this theory, so it's either going to blow up in my face and I'll have to fall back on my brute force method, or this is going to be correct.
I'm going to say odds are nothing.
Alright. So, using the 1, 1, 3, 4, 5, 1, going back to the original grid, so first letter of the first word, sorrow, was S. First letter of the second word, hubris, was H. Third letter of the third word, ruined, was I. Fourth letter of the fourth word, euonym, was N. Fifth letter of the fifth word, wedged, was E. And first letter of the last word, dying, was D. Shined. Now let's see if this is a coincidence or if this is the answer. Shined. A courier walks up to you.
According to General Heimer's will, I'm supposed to deliver this to the person standing on this grave in his exact moment.
Oh no, not again! He hands you a package and leaves, thank goodness. You open it, inside is a huge gem. Nice! You got a cool sapphire.
Cool.
Now that is the end of the whole quest.
Okay, so, good job. I'm shocked it wasn't Braille.
I mean, it might...
I have a comment on this.
Honestly, it might be... In fact, while you talk, I'm actually going to look up what the full solution is to see if there was, like, a step I skipped with the rocks.
I will just say, in the DLC, there is another puzzle to, I would say, maybe more than this level of complexity. So much so that I only found it out when I was wikiing something about it later, and it was like, by the way, if you go through these 4 ciphers, you get a message from the developers and a really cool item. And I'm just like, holy shit.
I can't wait to do that. All
That's
right.
why I say I was on the wiki and we're seeing the answers already, so I was just like, I'm just gonna put these in.
All right, so I did end up skipping a step. The rocks on the ground do make a braille pattern, and they spell...
Fucking knew it.
And they spell, the secret is in the trees. So it's basically just to make you look at the trees.
Okay.
But yeah, so the military cemetery quest is complete. Oh yeah, I also dug up every single plot of the cemetery, and that meant I did a lot of fights. Unspent XP.
Oh. I was like, I don't think this game has a level thing anywhere, and your moxie isn't that high.
I specifically did not upgrade much of anything until we came back here. And all my stuff is fully upgraded except for the stats.
Alright then. What are you going to upgrade, sir?
Let's see. Grid is HP. These things have to reach a maximum at some point, right?
No. Especially with items and stuff already buffing it.
You sure, Rhino?
Oh. That's strange. Especially because it's like 37.
Alright. I have used all the XP. And I have maxed out my Moxie, or maxed out my Maxi.
Nice.
Alright, now... Okay, cool sapphire. Do you want to go get this made into a ring, or do we sell it, or hold on to it, or what? I'm leaving this...
Ring. Always equipment.
Alright. Alright. So, also, Susie has just been here while I dug up the entire graveyard. Also, you will notice I have 1,560 meat. I went through a lot of meat and a lot of shovels.
I assume so.
Do I actually have any,
Shovels left?
For some reason, I thought shovel would be in this. Hang on. Is there a tools? You know what? No, I know how I can easily figure it out. All right. So first thing we're gonna do is we're going to head to. Oh yeah, I have some of the settings turned up to fast as well. Hang on, let me fix that. Turn that all back down to 100. Let me see what you're selling. Okay, I have one shovel. Now, to my knowledge, the military cemetery is the only place that actually breaks your shovel, so I don't actually need any more. All right. Now, where was I going? Jeweler's cabin. Let's get jewelry out of this gem. Out of this jewelry, out of this jewel. Have a look. My cool sapphire or my super dense coal? Cool sapphire. Cool sapphire ring. Let's see what that is. Plus 11 moxie.
I mean, you might as well.
Oh yeah, also a lot of the stuff I have set up is for increasing my meat because I was trying to get that. All right, let me yeah, I'm gonna stick with this. All right. Now, should I make the super dense coal into a thing, or should I wait and see if I can do anything with it?
I don't know. I typically would turn everything into equipment.
I'm gonna wait a little bit. Do you want me to actually look it up real quick?
If you want, sure.
Alright, I'm specifically just gonna look up if anything can be done with it aside from make it into a jewel. Ah, okay. So, if I make the coal thing into a ring right now, then it will give me plus 40% to meat gains. I can do something with it, and that will give me an item that gives me plus 7 to every stat.
That's pretty good.
Now, either way, it replaces the cool sapphire ring, so I would lose 4 moxie. But
I mean, I think that's fine.
yeah. All right. So I need to. All right. I know the location I need to go to for it, and it's right here. Okay. I'm just gonna get this done, and then it's back to doing things blindly.
Rocket lantern.
Whee. I thought that was a door. Ah, here we go. I somehow turned it on.
Yeah.
This machine has a smallish hole in either end and a large flat surface running through the middle. As you're staring at it trying to figure out what it does, a mouse suddenly runs into the hole on the left, and at the same instant, a mouse skeleton skids out of the hole on the right. Push the skeleton back through. You slid the skeleton into the right hole, and a very confused mouse scurries out of the left hole and disappears under the machine. This machine must be some kind of time tube.
So you should get a diamond now.
I'm going to put super dense coal, and a diamond rolls out the other end. Now, let me put this cheap wine in. Decent wine.
And you gotta keep running that through.
Bottle of fine wine. Oh yeah, I want to do the dynamite first. Old stick of dynamite. Hooray.
That makes it unstable.
Vinegar. Put it back! Put it back! Let me see real quick what that is. That does. At this point, I'm not looking at Wiki anymore. I'm just messing around at this point. Increases Moxie by 15. Oh yeah, it does more damage now.
Yep. That's what dynamite do.
I love this. It's not too dangerous to carry around. Not that that would stop you. How much dynamite do I have? I need to know.
You have infinite.
I have 121.
Jesus. Do this in your own time. Max.
All right, fine. I am gonna put in another cheap wine to get a decent wine, and then I wanna see what all of these look like, or what all of these do. All right, so. Vinegar does nothing. 15 Moxie. 5 Moxie. Wow, okay. This is something I am going to take the time to do.
What did it do?
The vinegar does literally nothing. So I'm gonna.
Fine wine, though.
The fine wine is 15 Moxie.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm turning all of my wine into that. Okay. Give me another dynamite. All right. Now let's see if now real quick, I'm gonna see if I can put anything in the right hole that I haven't messed with. A piece of El Vibrato scrap. Oh!
Damn.
Whoops. Nope, come on. Alright, let me see how much of that I have real quick. El Vibrato scrap. I have another 20. Okay, I think I'll stop there. It's not dynamite, it's not important. Alright. Boing, 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 boing. Alright. Back to messing around within the world. Now, there is one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to sleep, make it a new day so I can reset all of my things, because currently all the stuff I have is just increased meat gains. So that I could keep getting shovels to go through the military cemetery. Day 15. Vulture-hugged yellow-headed jerk, blue-bellied yellow-booted jerk, blue-bellied vulture-loving jerk. I combined them. Red-booted good-for-nothing jerk, good-for-nothing vulture-sniffing jerk. Okay, that's all I can do. All right. And now we consume